Hi. Now, I don't know what you've been told about numbers and ratios of calls to conversions, but my advice, forget all about that. Call ratios are benchmarks, and it takes a lot of consistent and controlled measures to work out exactly how many calls you should make to get to the next stage in your sales process. There is no science to the art of selling. There is perhaps some math and science to working out the KPIs. However, as a salesperson, that's not where your focus should be right now, especially when you're making cold calls. The minute you start to focus on numbers, then you start to play the numbers game. The marketplace might seem vast with plenty of opportunity for you to be able to do this, but hey, it's not always a buoyant marketplace, as you will know from recent things that have happened. And it really does depend on what you're selling, as well as other environmental factors. Some of you are working in a marketplace that is completely saturated already. So really, you can't afford to try and be clever and work out the science of it. What you have to do is make every single call count. I'm going to put out 3 tips that'll help you to do just that. So tip number 1, I would say to you is speak like you want every single one of your words to be understood. Slow down. Make sure that the other person has heard what you have just said. A moderate pace shows confidence. Anyone who sounds like they're rushing sounds like they just want to get off the phone probably quicker than the prospect, or they just don't like what they're saying. Think about the objective of an intro call. It's just to get the recipient's attention, right? Not to slap them in their ear with a load of words that makes them wonder why they picked up the phone in the first place. Listen to my pace and tone when I'm on my live calls on the phone. Don't race your pace or you'll lose the race. Tip number 2, you only need to sell yourself to a gatekeeper. So assuming that you're met by a gatekeeper first, they don't want to hear your sales pitch, okay? They want to know if you are credible enough to be put through to the DM. They are judging you, not what you sell. So sell the right thing. Sell yourself, you. Be fresh. Listen to yourself and ask yourself, would you listen to you? Answer the gatekeeper's questions honestly and then throw one back in return each time. As long as they're talking to you on the phone, you should just keep asking questions. And as long as they haven't put you through to the DM, you should just keep asking questions. You're edging away at getting information that you could possibly use with the DM, and you're also edging away to get through to the DM, and you're charming your way into the hearts of the prospect. And my final tip, number 3, an unknown brand creates more curiosity than a known one. So don't be afraid to use the name of your company rather than a brand that you might be supporting or associated with. Put it simply, if the name isn't on your email address, then don't use it. And most importantly, be prepared to be asked, what is it that you actually do? If the prospect asks you this, then think of it as an opportunity, an interest, and make the most of it. To do that, you need to sound credible and confident through the words that you choose to explain what you are calling about. So, it's important. And if you still haven't sat down and worked out your value proposition or elevator pitch or whatever you want to call it, then you really need to do so. Also, do it on 2 levels, one for a gatekeeper and one for the DM. To help you, I've put 2 examples of my own down and what I would use. For a gatekeeper, I'd probably say something like, we provide soft skills training solutions for sales and sales management. For a decision maker, I'd probably go into a little bit more detail and say, well, we work with organizations and individuals to analyze, design and deliver skills training solutions that will support your sales growth strategy. You'll see from that the difference. One gatekeeper level is really just to show that you know what you're talking about. The second one at DM level is more in tune and aligned to what they would want to hear. Plus, you sound like you know what you're talking about. So there's just 3 of my top tips, but possibly the top tip that I could suggest right now in terms of how to make your calls count. So thanks for watching this, and remember, if it's helped you, it might help someone else. I do this to help salespeople feel more confident in their job and to give cold callers hope for success. So please do share it, and please do subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to hear more from me.